into his sentry box, and that's technically what happens. Ooh, he nearly slipped. Good morning, everybody. Sinead here with Free Tours by Foot London. As you can see, I'm standing in front of the stunning London Home and Office of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, the incredible Buckingham Palace. Why am I here again? I am here and I am super excited to show you. This is one we've been waiting for, to see the changing of the guard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will not be going anywhere near those palace gates today. You will see why, because there is a much better way to see the changing of the guard, and I want to take you through it today. Stay tuned. This is a great one. It's been nearly 2 years since we've had a guard change, but I'm going to take you through right through the process of the best visuals. This is fabulous, you guys. Stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. History of the changing of the guard. We're going to see horse guards, the foot guard of the Queen. We'll see them changing over, and I will bring you to a few secret locations where you can get the best visuals and get you right up close and personal. Thanks for watching, you guys, by the way. Any of you that have joined us for the first time, welcome to the channel. Please check out our other tours. We have so many others available. And those of you, my continued followers, thank you for your amazing support. You guys are incredible. Let's get the show on the road. An amazing tour coming up. Ooh, excuse me. Stay tuned. Changing of the guard. Okay, ladies and gents, so I'm on the move. Now, I'm walking away from Buckingham Palace. Now, people will think this is quite weird, but this is the best way to see it. Now, this is all about timings, and I'm going to give you all the proper timings for the guard change ceremony. So you will also notice today that the guides we will be following, I do guard change tours as well here in London. So what I've done is, I think the best way to come across is across Green Park here. That brings you to the front of the palace. Now, you need to be where we're headed right now at St. James's Palace. Now, I would recommend you be there for about 10:20, because that will get you a front row view of what's about to happen, because this is where the guards that are going off duty, the old guards, will assemble, and they will have a uniform inspection, and from there you will have the band that accompanies them, and they will have a little music recital, and they start to march up the Mall, which is the red brick road on my right, towards the palace. But more on that to come shortly. I just want to give you a little bit of the history of the changing of the guard. So it dates back to Henry VII, and he reigned from 1485 to 1509. And basically it was designed to show military discipline as well as ceremony. Bearskins that we'll see today, they were introduced in the 18th century, technically to make soldiers look taller and more threatening, essentially, and scarier, if you like. And they were adopted then for ceremonial use in 1832. Now, the guard change does take place at 3 locations: St. James's Palace, Buckingham Palace, and Wellington Barracks. And we're going to see all of that today. But the ceremony today involves real soldiers who fulfill all military duties of guarding the Queen as part of their service. We are going to fast forward now to Friary Court, which is at the northeast side of St. James's Palace. And we're going to watch the old guard, who are going off duty, have a uniform inspection. Then we will return down the Mall towards the palace and march alongside the old guard towards Buckingham Palace. So you see where those people are standing across the road there? That's where we're headed. Get the perfect view directly across the road from St. James's Palace. So this is exactly where you need to be, you guys. So it is now 10:20 and I'm standing directly across from St. James's Palace. Now, this is Friary Court you see here. Originally, the guard change took place at Whitehall Palace, and Whitehall Palace spanned from the entire of Whitehall, from Trafalgar Square all the way down to Parliament. But when this became the home, or the ceremonial home of the royal family, they moved it here. So Queen Victoria actually left it remain here at St. James's, and then it was where they will march from here, and they still do the same ceremony all the way up to the palace. So very shortly they will be heading out here. They will have a uniform inspection of the captain of the Queen's Guard, and then we will have musical accompaniment. Now, I believe the Grenadier Guards are going on duty today, and the Coldstream Guards, but I'll know in a moment anyway. You'll know by the plumes, the colours and the plumes they wear on their bearskins. So you have 5 regiments of the Queen's Guard: the Scots, the Foot Guard, the Scots, the Welsh, the Irish, the Coldstream Guards, and the Grenadiers. And as I mentioned, they may look like toy soldiers to you with their Canadian bearskins, but do not underestimate these men. They have all served active tours of duty in war zones all over the world, and they are what is known as the last line of defence for Her Majesty the Queen. Now, they also take part in all the big military ceremonies, like the Trooping the Colour, state opening of Parliament. The Trooping the Colour is spectacular, folks, and that is the birthday celebration of the Queen, which takes place once a year in June. Now, it's not the Queen's actual birthday. Her birthday's in April, but they have it in June because they expect the weather to be better. So they're already organising. Now, this is great because it is super quiet, but I want to show you where you get the best visuals. So stay tuned. They will be making their way out very shortly for a uniform inspection. And then we'll see the band, accompanying band, will perform for us. And then what we do, before they move, we're going to head down here towards these gates. And we're going to stand in front of that and see them marching towards us. Then we're going to march alongside them. And we're going to head over to see the new guard who are assembling and having a uniform inspection at Wellington Barracks. And from there, we will see a mini guard change. But you're going to know exactly what to do the next time you come to London to get the best visuals, you guys. If the Queen is in residence, the sentries are larger. But also, if you look at those 2 sentry boxes at the front, if the Queen was in residence, and we know she's in Balmoral at the moment on her summer vacation, you would have 2 officers or 2 foot guards in those sentry boxes. So that's another tip of knowing when the Queen is in or out. The other one, of course, is when the flag is flying. So people tend to confuse this. When the British flag is flying at Buckingham Palace, it means the Queen is not in residence. People always confuse this. It's only when the Royal Standard flag flies, the exclusive flag of the Queen, that means she's in residence, and that flag happens to follow her everywhere she goes, even in her mini flags on her little Bentley, or if she's out in the Phantom Rolls Royce. Here it starts. Okay. Now, I'm going to maximize the camera so you can get the best views, folks. Now, you might get me going a little quiet because I want you to hear what's happening around the place.
A few years ago, went out on a coach.
Now, just to clarify, this is the old guard. They're going off duty, but they're about to have a uniform inspection. So this is the old guard. It's the Scots Guard, Regiment of Scots Guards. The reason I know that is they don't have any colours on their Canadian bearskin. This is the captain of the guard. I'm listening to the boys. They're giving me little tips here. They say it's Captain Fitzgerald. And here comes the musical accompaniment. And the band is the support band of the Coldstream Guards. Coldstream Guards. Band, yeah.
Coldstream.
The band is Coldstream, yeah.
No, the drum major's Coldstream.
Oh, the drum major, yeah.
Scott Fitzgerald, his name is.
Scott Fitzgerald.
And the band is the Welsh.
This lovely gentleman is telling me all about it, you guys. Thank you, my lovely.
And the guards and behind
Oh, the
Scots.
band are the Welsh. Oh,
Band
sorry,
are the
it's the
Welsh.
other ones that are coming on duty.
Yeah.
Sorry, the band are the Welsh,
Yeah.
and we have the Scots
guards
then,
are
or
the
the guard,
Scots.
are the Scots, that's right. It's the Coldstream Guards are coming on, I think, on the other side, yeah, that's right. So the reason we know they're the Welsh as well, you'll see the colours in their plumes. And look at this, you guys. Oh, we're going to get a little tune. So the Welsh band and the Scot Guards are having their uniform inspection at the back, and this is the Welsh Guard band. We know by the green and white in their plume. Do you see that little, the colours in their plumes, the plume in their Canadian bearskins? That's how we know. Now we might get a little musical recital here, you guys. Delilah, Tom Jones, ladies and gents. They always get a little giddy when the Queen is away. I will spare you my singing, folks. Now, it seems wrong to do this, but I am going to go on the move because I want to get in position for the next spot, you guys. See you later, boys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Say hello. Say hello. So we're going to make our way. Now, I know it looks like I'm leaving the action, but that is not the case. We are now going to get the best visual across the road. So I'm going to have to squeeze in front of those people, the gates ahead of you. But this is St. James's Park, and I want to show you exactly where to be next. And that, if we can squeeze in, will be right here. The perfect visual. So, now notice what I'm doing. I've had you here because they're going to start to march at exactly 10:43. And they're going to make their way up towards Buckingham Palace. But, as I've previously told you, we will not be going anywhere near the palace because that's the amateur thing to do. I want to show you where the best visuals are after this as well, so stay tuned. Now we are going to march alongside them, obviously not on the main pavement, the main road, the Mall. They will get very, very angry if you step on the red brick road. Now the red brick road, the Mall, is right in front of me. That was built to resemble a red carpet all the way up to the palace. Yeah, we'll get very cross if anyone goes on the pavement. Here they come. Now I'll keep my mouth shut for a couple of minutes so you can enjoy this. So when they turn left, we'll turn left with them. We're going to march with them, folks. Get ready to march alongside them, folks. Here we go. Let's go alongside them, you guys. I'm literally knees up in the air marching. So, again, the only way to do this is join us on our Westminster tour, you guys. Look across the road, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. We're going to get the cross of the Royals and the foot guard, sorry. Here they come. Now, I have to move ahead. I want to get this visual. This is the one we want now. Look across the road. Household cavalry are coming behind the police. So, right, let's stop here so we can see if we can get them both crossing together. Look at the household cavalry. Now watch the horse guards will salute the foot guards. This is amazing. You see them turning their head, ladies and gentlemen? We've got a perfect visual now. The two together. Wow, we made it. How amazing. Both acknowledging each other. There are the horse guards. We will be seeing them later. These are the Blues and Royals, ladies and gents. Heading down towards their guard change, which is at Horse Guards Parade. Famous past Blues and Royals would have included Prince William and Prince Harry. But now, let's continue with this guard change ceremony. Right, now, do you see all of these people are running towards the palace? Haha, that's not where we're going though, because we know exactly where to go. Now, the crowds of the world are at the palace gates. They're missing all these visuals, and they'll just literally see the old guard, new guard performing behind the gates. But what we want to do is see the actual marching and the bands. So that is the old guard, the guard that's going off duty. And next, we're going in search of the new guard. And we are heading this direction, where no one else is going. I know you trust me, folks. I know where they're going to be. And it's going to be super quiet over here, so we'll get an amazing visual again. Right. So there's the palace. We're heading this way. Down left, we're going to cut through Now, there's nobody following me. How amazing is this? Except for people who know what's happening. So we're going to head down here. Beautiful, quiet, peaceful St. James's Park. Again, refer to the Westminster tour, folks. We do take a little trip through here. I believe I even feed the squirrels in here. But this is the top end, and we're heading straight towards Wellington Barracks. Now, these are where the foot guards are stationed. Now, just to let you know, at the moment, the guard change takes place Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. In June and July, it takes place every day. But the soldiers that are coming from the barracks here, that are going on duty and taking over the protection duties of St. James's Palace and Buckingham Palace, are going on a 48-hour shift. That does not mean they are in their sentry boxes for 48 hours. On a 48-hour shift, they do 2 hours on, 6 hours off. 2 hours on, 6 hours off. And in between, they head to the barracks here. And they chill out in between. On a 24-hour shift, it's 2 hours on, 4 hours off. 2 hours on, 4 hours off. So here we go. Oh, I haven't been over here in ages. It looks like it's under extensive renovation. But behind these gates, in just a minute, you'll see the new guard are assembling. But we're going to move around here again. This is the best visual. So do you see them there straight ahead of me behind the gates, folks? Okay, just to give you an idea. These are the new guard. And these are the Coldstream guards that are going. Well, it's the Coldstream band, and I believe the Grenadiers are going on duty. I'll see you in a moment anyway. So they're assembling there, and what they're going to do is they're going to come out these gates here. So let's get the good visual. Right. Ideally, you would kind of be by this tree, but it's really kind of inconsequential. It's so long as you're on the barrier. And this is probably the best place. Now we will march alongside them again. They're going to come on these gates. Okay, there's my buddy again in the green cap. He's got his photographs for the day. So the soldiers leave from here at 10:59, so that will take a minute. But what we're also going to do is we're going to be right back here by these gates when the soldiers return. The soldiers that are going off duty through the gates. So that will be another amazing visual, ladies and gents. So as you can see, the roads are all closed down. And the palace, they're making their way towards the gates on this side. Now we will march alongside them again. But we're also going to go and see a mini guard change that takes place at Prince Charles's house. Now we're going to march with them again. Now this is where we might get an obstructed view with all the phones, but we'll try. Here we go. alongside them again, you guys. Let's head with them to the palace. Now, so you'll see where I'm going. I'm literally walking alongside them again, okay? So you're right up beside the guards. And the palace in the background, an amazing visual. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that amazing? It's really fun. I think you'd all really enjoy it. I mean, I've done this thousands of times and I still get a buzz from it. So now, I am not going to go anywhere near that palace. Look how it's 4 deep, 5 deep, 6 deep at the front. I mean, insanity. And they've literally saw nothing. They're squeezed up there for about 2 or 3 hours. So where we go next is up here to get the absolute perfect shot. So make your way up these steps and look at that for a visual, you guys. That's what you need to get. Not over yet though, we've still got more to come. So ladies and gents, you will have noticed that none of the guides, including myself, have gone anywhere near the front gates of Buckingham Palace. That is because you would have to queue for 2 hours in very cramped conditions to get a spot. And basically all you will see when the new guard enters the forecourt via the north gate, they march in front of the band and halt facing the old guard. The band then performs the new guard's regimental slow march, and eventually the old and new guards present arms before the captains of the guard ceremoniously hand over the keys to the palace of Buckingham Palace and St. James's. Technically, very boring ceremony inside the gates. It's much better for visuals to follow our route. Now let's head towards Clarence House, where we'll see a mini guard change. So what's going to happen now is these soldiers are going to come from the palace and head directly in here, and we'll hear a little bit of shouting, etc. So there are the soldiers there. The chap told me there a few minutes ago now how true this is. When they do this little standing to attention, they do it every 10 minutes. But he said, now this could be speculation. I'm not entirely sure if this is 100% true. Apparently it's because when Queen Victoria came back one time, she saw her soldiers all drunk and gambling, and she was absolutely furious. So she insisted that the ceremony be rigidly take place every day. And this is, the gentleman told me. So please, ladies and gents, please, honestly, I totally get it. I am open to constructive criticism. I'm only telling you what he said. He said that they do this to make sure it looks like they're not drunk and that they're sober. Now, I sincerely doubt that's the legit, but bless them. It's a good story nonetheless. So there they are, back in their boxes, and there is going to be a mini guard change in just a minute. Now, keep an eye, they're coming our direction. Come right in front of us. Accompanied by the mounted police. And they're coming right in front of you here. And through the gates. So watch now, you'll see two of them fall back. And there's a little mini guard change takes place. So you'll see the little shuffle now in a moment. They'll receive their orders for duty. And they'll do 2 hours on, 6 hours off. 2 hours on, 6 hours off. Usually a couple of them fall back, but maybe it won't. If you come to a halt here, maybe not. They may come out again. Okay. So they're heading in on duty. They'll relieve St. James's and Clarence House. We will stay for a minute or so. I'll just take you back up here in the corner. So they're gone in and around. And what happens is they will come back out again, the soldiers going off duty, and head towards the barracks. Now, so the regiment are gonna have a little guard change here now, I think. So let's just see if they have their little guard change now. I believe they will. So that is a friend of mine, folks. I've been doing it for 10 years and he's a lovely chap. So I've been, so they're gonna have a mini guard change here now. See this? Yeah, I'll get back to that in a minute. He's one of the mounted police, but he was here for years. We used to have great fun when I used to do this on a regular basis. So it's good to see him. I haven't seen him in years. Now, so this is technically a mini guard change. Now, you'll see the famous shuffle now in 1 second. It's about to take place. So they're just receiving their orders for duty. Obviously no sleeping, no drinking, no eating, no toilet breaks. But they do have a little bit of shelter when it starts to rain. So he's reading his orders to the soldier and asking, I guess, if any incidents has occurred. Thankfully, they've never discharged their rifles on duty. If they are obstructed, though, you will hear a very loud banging on the ground first as a warning of the foot. The second warning will be move away from the Queen's Guard. I've heard that several times. Or other ones as make way for the Queen's Guard. But thankfully no major incidents is ever reported of discharging any weapons. Now we're going to make our way back to the barracks in just a minute because I want to see the entire regiment return, and they'll be returning just shy of 12 o'clock. So that technically, he's going to do his little shuffle here now into his sentry box, and that's technically what happens. Ooh, he nearly slipped. He nearly went himself. Bless him. I got it on video, yeah. Doesn't happen that often, does it? Oh, it's good to see it back though, isn't it? And off they go. And that's it. He's on duty for 2 hours. 2 hours on, 6 hours off. 2 hours on, 6 hours off. Now we are going to leave Clarence House and walk the Mall again towards Buckingham Palace and await the old guard who are going off duty on their way to meet the rest of their regiment of the old guard at Buckingham Palace. Here they come, and we're going to wait for the horse guards who are also making their way up. That's them making their way up, but there's more to come because behind us, in just a minute, are the regiment of the Household Cavalry, and you'll see the blue flashing lights in the distance. They're coming back towards their barracks as well. So you will have seen both regiments of Household Cavalry as well. The Blues and Royals went on duty, and these are the lifeguards. They're returning off duty now, so they're on the way. So these chaps are going off duty, and they're returning to their barracks at Knightsbridge. Now, these are wonderful. As one woman said to me, "Oh, Sinead, they are so royal." And these are the personal security of the Queen. You'll see them always surrounding her when she is out in the royal carriage. They're also stationed at Windsor, but their duty is down at Horse Guards Parade, and we will head down to see their guard change as well. I'll do that on another day. And this is the Lifeguard Regiment. And remember, I was saying to you earlier on about the Irish Blacks, the horses. They're magnificent. Now, these soldiers you can get photographs with. They're based in Whitehall. At the front of Whitehall, you'll have one in each sentry box, mounted, obviously, and they do an hour at a time for animal welfare reasons. And they have a dismounting ceremony that I will take you to as well. Usually takes place every day at 4 o'clock. Another free ceremony, but aren't they wonderful? And they're heading back to their barracks, which is at Knightsbridge. So you've seen both regiments of the Household Cavalry, the Lifeguards, and going on duty earlier on, the Blues and Royals. They come with their own protection. Now, obviously, it is strongly advised not to step anywhere near on the Mall when this is taking place, the Red Brick Road, because they get furious, the police, and they have a tough job as is, protecting them. And there you have it. But we're still not done. We have one major visual coming up very shortly. So finally, what I really want to do, ladies and gents, is bring you back to the gates of Wellington Barracks. There we will wait for the Old Guard, the entire regiment who are going off duty, return to Wellington Barracks after the ceremony at Buckingham Palace. If you are doing this on your own, I would strongly advise to be by the gates for 11:45. So this is the Old Guard returning from duty, heading back into their barracks. It's gonna get really loud. This is probably one of the better visuals. Oh, I'm excited. They're gonna come right in front of us here. Off duty, time for gin, boys and girls. And ladies and gentlemen, the changing of the guard. Do not forget to like and subscribe and check out our back catalogue, ladies and gents. This is only a sampler of what's to come. I will continue to make videos as long as you continue to watch. Thanks again. Sinead here with Free Tours by Foot. Hope you enjoyed the morning as much as I did. Thanks for watching, you guys. Click that like, subscribe button.